Welcome everyone. We are live and back in full effect for another episode of the APF podcast, episode 107. It is I, the most phenomenal man that shocked the system once again, aka the coach.
And look, it's your boy going for. Hope you guys have enjoyed your Friday and going through the week. It's almost time for the weekend. You know how much everybody looks forward to that. Let's get started.
Man, so we all as usual. This is gonna be like the last since the playing is gonna start next week on Wednesday.
The plans
So
start on. Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
it's gonna start on Wednesday. So we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna talk about basically where the teams are at and who we think are going to win and what are the and who could possibly jump a spot or who has a chance to jump spots. All that stuff. We're about to get into that right now. With the which is let's see. Let's oh, oh, okay. So now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now, let's see how now everything. Now, the last time we was talking about was Miami and Charlotte. Now, Miami they're dead. They're like locked in fifth place. They're
Yeah.
locked for fifth place, and like how we said, New York and Atlanta was going to be a good one, but look at them now. They're in the sixth spot against Milwaukee, and now we got to turn our now we got to turn our attention to. First, let's look at. Let me look at what's Boston. What's
Boston's in
Boston?
the seventh spot.
No, let's. What are their chances? So okay, so they're gonna have.
They're going to be in the
They're gonna
play.
have. They're gonna have this Timberwolves in the Knicks,
Who?
and so they have a chance of beating. They have a chance of beating the Timberwolves, but the Knicks are a different story. So, but I think, in my opinion, I think they're locking for the play-in because these been bad, man. These have been all these, as you can see. Look at their record; they're 35-35 right now. So they're not even so they're it doesn't even matter because they're going to be in the play-in regardless.
Oh,
They're
you're
going to
talking about the Boston Celtics?
yeah, the Boston Celtics and the Charlotte Hornets. Since
Yeah.
that's going to be like the one of the play-in matchups.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So in my opinion, I think Boston's going to beat Charlotte, but they really dug themselves in this hole that we didn't think that they could have been in, but they've been playing bad all season, and the record shows that they just cannot find a winning stride. Even with Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown going crazy, they just couldn't find a winning stride because who it doesn't help them? The supporting cast. The supporting cast is not backing their stars up. And without a supporting cast backing up your stars, or without your stars backing up the supporting cast, you're not going to win many games. But then, before I get to the West side, what do you think about that? The
Well,
about the Boston
obviously,
Charlotte.
yeah. Also, don't forget, Washington is going to face Indiana in their own playing game as well.
Yeah, they are.
Now, I think Charlotte will probably win. Look, Boston lost a couple days ago to Cleveland. They allowed Kevin Love to have 30 points and 14 rebounds. PJ Washington is going to probably do the same thing to them. Do they have? I mean, their defense is really, really bad. It's pretty much Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker because Jalen Brown's out with a season-ending injury of his wrist, I believe. So I don't think they have the offense to beat the Hornets. I think the Hornets could probably play good enough defense to win the game. I just think, look, it's really unfortunate what's happened to their team in terms of how bad they've been. Everybody blame. Really, what I can't find out is why their team is so bad. In terms of the defense and all that. It just fell down so quickly from last year. That this team I think is clearly regressed in some way, and they're gonna have to find something to do. Those players and those teams don't work with each other. They already They don't forget this year they drafted one point guard to replace another point guard that they drafted the year before. Um, they've had really bad losses, and they beat San Antonio by 32 points this year. I'm sorry, they were down 32, beat them because they decided just had the crazy game. So they're an inconsistent team, and as I believe, inconsistent teams are not good playoff teams. And there's a good reason why there's a playing tournament, so we can weed out the inconsistent lower teams with other inconsistent lower teams to see who's the most consistent between those lower teams. And all I know is Charlotte was better than this Boston team when LaMelo Ball was playing because they were in the 5th seed, and Boston with both of their all-stars were in the 7th seed. So I have no reason to choose any different. I think Charlotte will win against Boston. Boston doesn't have the defense to, I believe, stop them. Terry Rozier is going to kill him one-on-one the way he's been playing. I just don't see it. Unless Jason Tatum has some crazy game and their defense comes back, they're going to lose against those Charlotte Hornets.
I could see Charlotte beating them the way they're playing. I mean, you got Terry Rozier being scary Terry, and then you got LaMelo Ball doing his thing. Then you got PJ Washington and you got Miles Bridges. I mean, that's like four decent players that are all doing their own thing in a different way throughout the season, and they could be in the playoffs facing what is it? Facing Philadelphia or Brooklyn. I think. Wait, wouldn't they face Brooklyn?
Yeah. What was it? Who's trying to win?
So they're in the Boston and Charlotte are in the bracket where if either one wins, if Boston loses, they go to the loser versus winner, and if Charlotte wins, then they face Brooklyn.
Yes. So whoever wins that game will face Brooklyn, and then the winner of the 8th seed game between the winner of the 9-10, the loser of the 7-8, will face the 76ers in the first round. So
okay.
Yes,
so Boston and Charlotte still have a chance of being in the playoffs then.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so they're both not really out of it. It's just Indiana, Washington, and Memphis and San Antonio are the only teams that that still need to fight for their playoff spot. But so, which brings me to my next one is it pains me to see that my team who won the title last year is now a 7th seed and now we got to go up against the Golden State Warriors. I've watched the last couple of games, bro. They are just terrible. They have just been terrible. Like even though they won against the Rockets, down the stretch they were just turning over the ball. There was one point where Kuzma just had the ball in his hand on the left side of the wing, and the ball just came out of his hands. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, why is he on the court? I've said this before. I'll say it again. Kuzma got to go. He has to go. They paid him 3 years, $40 million for him to just be a whole thought, man. It's just when LeBron showed up, he just digressed. He just digressed, and when AD showed up too, he digressed even more. And now it was like 5th place like last week. It was like fifth. It was like what 5th or 6th place last week.
Yeah, they're 5th or 6th last week. Yeah,
they were 5th or 6th last week, and this week now they're 7th. Now they're the playing game, and then Shannon over here talking about they're not going to play the playing game. Well, why would they let that happen, knowing that this team cannot keep themselves together, trying to win a game down the stretch? They proved it against New York. They proved it against Houston. Even though they won that game by a hair of a thread, they were still making silly mistakes down the stretch, and that's the cannot fly in the playoffs. You just can't do that. So they gotta suck it up and play, man. Because if they want to so much as even have a chance of doing a back to back, they gotta play, and they're doing it against the war. Even though the Warriors are not at their strongest, they're one of the worst teams to go up against at this point because they're also hungry to get in the playoffs as well. But I have full. Some people don't have full belief in their team. I have full belief that my team will still get the job done, even though we got Kyle Boozma over here being a jigaboo. He's the jigaboo of the team now. After J.R. Smith left, he's the jigaboo. Now, now, now do I think Golden State has a chance? Yes. The only reason why they only have a chance they capitalize on turnovers, because that's all I'm seeing every time I watch the Lakers play is whenever a turnover happens, the other team has a chance at winning. So it all comes down to turnovers. If they can keep the turnovers in control, they'll have a better chance of winning. If they don't keep the turnovers in control and they just start turning the ball over and over again, then they're going to be out. They're going to be playing. They're going to be playing again and playing Utah and trying to play against Memphis or San Antonio, trying to play against Utah or something. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's just looking suspect to me, and it just pisses me off how Anthony Davis is playing. I mean, all I'm gonna say is AD needs to. I'm not saying that he should not play perimeter ball, but like when you're doing it at the worst time possible, it, it that's when I'm just like, bro, we're not gonna get to playoffs. He's playing perimeter ball, god damn it. I don't know, man.
Well,
I just don't know.
For me, I think, look, the Lakers are a championship team. Just what has happened is, look, they've had a lot of injuries. LeBron says he's going to play tomorrow against Indiana. We'll see. Third time's a charm, I guess. I don't know if AD will play that game. Probably not with the groin. But look, clearly without LeBron, their offense is pretty bad. They failed to score over 110 points. And the only game they did that was obviously against the team with the worst defense in the league, the Rockets. But against any good team, any kind of playoff team, they score either 100, a little bit over 100, or under 100. Anthony Davis, I've always said this, he's a perimeter player. That is what he is. He's a perimeter player in a really tall guy's body, and he's not Kevin Durant. He's more traditional big who can shoot the ball, and he likes to do that. But you can always say that a team like them always plays great defense in terms of what you've seen over the last couple games. They're in their principles and their switching and knowing the right way. So they always do that correctly. And, it's disappointing, but I think they're going to probably be going to stay. You know me, I'm going to choose my team. I'm going to choose the team that
as you should.
I thought I should. Yeah, I think my team's going to do fine. But, they should be the overwhelming favorite. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that.
But I will ask you this: Do you believe that will it come down to turnovers? Because you've seen the games.
Turnovers.
You've seen the games, right? You've seen LA.
Yeah, I've seen their games. Yeah, they
the turnovers.
Lakers,
I'm telling you, man.
Lakers have the Warriors syndrome. Remember the Warriors when they were the best team in the league for three, the last 5 years before. Regardless if they won the finals or not, they were still the best team. Going to that finals, they had a turnover problem. And, the Lakers have that. They like to throw full court passes to AD. I mean, they were throwing those passes and AD wasn't even there, or somebody who not named LeBron James was throwing those passes. But that's also going to come down to how consistent can your boy Drum be? Can he be a consistent player? Can he be a guy who gives you those double-digit rebounds? We're not looking for him to, try and get, 20 points per game, but can he just get those rebounds? Can he be at least a decent defender? He doesn't have to be a great defender, just a decent defender. And, when we talk about the Golden State game, it's all about Steph Curry and what are they willing to give up now. And remember, a great defensive team, I think a defensive team at the level of the Los Angeles Lakers Phoenix Suns, they sold out on Steph Curry. Andrew Wiggins had 38 points because Andrew Wiggins is a really good player. He's able to take it off the dribble sometimes. And from what I saw, you know, Steph had a bad game, but, you know, he did what he could do. In the end, he did, right? So he came out there and, you know, passed the ball and Juan Toscano Anderson and Jordan Poole. So are the Lakers really willing to do that? Because those guys were hitting shots against Phoenix. Jordan Poole was hitting those shots. Juan Toscano was hitting those shots. You know, Steph and Draymond are going to do their pick and roll. We saw, you know, the three that put Golden State up three against Phoenix. The Suns tried to put DeAndre Ayton on Jordan Poole. So Draymond said, "Go do the pick with Steph." And what did DeAndre Ayton do? What did you think? A, let Jordan Poole go. B, let Jordan Poole shoot the open three to get the lead. B and C are the same answer. And D. You know what the right answer is? All of the above. Because that's what they did. They were so hell-bent on stopping Steph Curry that they allowed Jordan Poole, who's a very good spot-up shooter as well, to shoot a in-rhythm three-pointer with nobody in his hands all the time in the world.
I'm not surprised that happened, though. I'm not surprised because we all know how elite Steph Curry is. Of course, they're going to eye him up and they're willing to block him down to let anybody else shoot an open three. They've done it with Draymond Green too. They've done it with Draymond Green as well. They let him. Curry got locked up in the finals one game. I don't know which one it was, but he got locked up in the finals, and Draymond Green had to drop 37 to even do anything. So I mean, I'm not really surprised that happened too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I do think for the Lakers, when you're talking about this playing game, is, you know, how much are they going to sell out? Are they going to sell out to allow open shots from any of these players? They have to be looking at it and saying these guys are in a row. They were making those shots that game against a good Phoenix team, and their defense has widely improved. It's, you know, top 5 in the league. If people don't understand this, you have to be good at something to be at least decent in this league. And Golden State is a really great, in terms of this year, defensive team with a player on Steph Curry who allows the offense to still move and roll as well as he did. Remember, Steph Curry only scored 21 points that game, and they still scored nearly 120 points. So Steph Curry does not need to be the one killing you for them to score points. So, look, if the Lakers lose that, they're going to beat Memphis. Then who? They play Utah. I think Utah is the easier of the two teams for Utah Phoenix because if LeBron James is healthy, Anthony Davis is somewhat healthy. These guys are somewhat decently healthy. There is no way Utah is going to stop. I'm sorry. Joe Ingles won't stop him. Royce O'Neal ain't going to stop him. So, and what else? There's nobody else in that team. So, and Anthony Davis is going to kill whoever the 4, the 5, either Rudy Gobert, whoever the 4.
I don't even know. I think
Royce O'Neal's the 4. I think Royce O'Neal's the 4. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's over with him.
No, it's Bogdanovich.
Oh, he's the 4?
Yeah, he's the 4. Yeah.
Oh,
he's like 6'7". He's 6'7".
It's over with.
Yeah,
it's over.
You know. So I think Utah is the easiest. I think Utah is the easiest number 1 seeded matchup for in years. That's what I believe. Yes, you know,
they're a good team.
I know it's titled in the description about this is, you know, the final playoff discussion. So we're having these discussions, right? And let's say the Lakers lose to Warriors and they beat Memphis or San Antonio, whoever, and they face Utah. Utah don't got the offensive talent, in my opinion, to, you know, shoot it. Are they going to shoot that many threes that well for 4 games to win? I don't think so. You know, Lakers are very disciplined in not allowing open 3-pointers, contesting every 3-pointer, keeping their man in front of them. You know, I think they rank high in the opponent's field goal percentage in terms of how low it is. Golden State also ranks that high in that too. So I just don't think, you know, when you see Utah, they only have one guy who can break you down, which is Donovan Mitchell. Mike Conley can do it to some extent, but it's really Donovan Mitchell. And the Lakers got Alex Caruso if he's healthy, KCP, you know, Wesley Matthews. These are guys who can make it difficult. Can't stop them, make it very difficult on them. Plus, you're going to bring back guys with injuries. You got Donovan Mitchell, knee. You got Mike Conley, who's playing today, hamstring. So these guys are going to be a little bit tender that first game. Just, you're going to be a little bit tender. You're always going to be, right, when you're trying to put some push on that leg. You're going to be like, I don't know if I want to do that. So to me, Utah is the easiest 1 seed in like 5 years. They're clearly the easiest because they don't have the dominant player that that you can believe in. Donovan Mitchell is great, but he lost 3-1 last year. Okay, so they have Bogdanovich, but I saw him against the Warriors. He did not play very well because he can't beat anybody off the dribble. So I don't think so, man. I don't think so. So if the Lakers win the ACD game, they're beating the Utah Jazz in 6.
I agree. If they do win the second game, then they're winning for sure. There's no way that there's no way in my mind that I think Utah can beat Los Angeles. LA. I don't think they can. Even though they do have like some decent offensive capable players, they're not going to keep that rhythm forever. They're just too inexperienced, in my opinion, for that. And even though they shocked me at being 1 seed, the inexperience also plays a factor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they have the experience and they don't have the mindset to keep this going for a whole series. And then that's really it. They're all new. They're all new to this game. They're all new to the NBA game. You got people on the Lakers who've been around the league for 10 years, bro. You have people who's been in the playoffs who know what it's like to go through what they're going through. Shit, but I mean, we already said what we said. Nobody, Memphis, San Antonio, nobody really cares. If we're gonna be quite honest with you.
Nobody thinks those teams are going to make it, especially San Antonio. They're just not very good.
And Indiana, Washington. I mean, like we said, we think Washington's gonna get there, but that could be a whole different story when the time comes. But nobody really cares about that game either. So
yeah. Look, Indiana, that's a toss-up game, but I think Washington's going to win. I just believe I trust Russ Westbrook in the winner-take-all one-game NCAA-styled game against Indiana, the team who he hit up for another 30-point triple-double or something. They can't stop him. You watch his defense as their offense, and I think that Indiana's not much better, but I will tell you this, it's just another high-scoring game. Washington will win it because they've got the 2 best players on the court. And when you have the 2 best players, as we've seen, you're going to win. So for me, just pick Washington. And Indiana's going to find
it's your best bet.
To win the game?
Yeah, Washington's your best bet to pick to win that game because Indiana don't got nobody. All they got is Sabonis and Brogdon, and then you got Karis LeVert, but Karis LeVert hasn't really played at a high level this season ever since he got traded.
He's been playing recently, and he has been playing pretty good. They haven't had Brogdon in a while. So to me, I'm still picking Washington. Brogdon's going to come back off a hamstring. I don't know. I don't trust guys off injuries like that. So I'm going to pick Washington. But let me tell you something. Here's an interesting question I want to ask. Out of the teams of the play-in, excluding the Lakers, because we know they can make a run, who do you think has the best chance to either make their first-round series close or win the first-round series at all? Who do you think? We've got Washington, we've got Charlotte, we've got, Golden State, the Lakers. Those are really the 4 that I'm picking. Obviously we've got more The
I
East
mean,
is
there's
looking.
it's Boston, it's Boston Lakers, Warriors, and damn. I mean, I would pick Charlotte, but I
See,
would take my chance. I would take my chances with Washington.
I think the first team is Golden State for me because I believe that they seem to match up well with Phoenix from the game I saw. That they've seen what Phoenix can do to them and what they'll do to Steph, and they have probably will figure out a way to either defend it, but they've beaten them recently. And they're playing those are their full teams, people. Those are their like Golden State play 8 players. Like that's going to be their rotation. So I like Golden State's chances. The second team is Washington because no team in the Eastern Conference. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I think they have a better shot at making a Brooklyn series closer, right? Now, they're not going to face Brooklyn. So, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But if they were able to, I would pick them as my second team. But they'll be my second team. I think they can stop. I think Russell Westbrook can win you two games against the 76ers, and even in the game they lose, they make it close. They've got two guys who can get you 30 points each. When you've got that kind of firepower, you have a chance, obviously. And I think that they would be my second team that can either win this series or make it lose in 6, maybe 7, and it's close. Not like they were in 6, but the last 2 games they lost, they got blown out. Now I'm talking about close games. So those are my 2 teams, not excluding the Lakers, obviously. Then my third team would be Charlotte, and my fourth team would be like, what's it called? Memphis.
Boston.
I think I choose Memphis over Boston. Boston couldn't even. Boston's just fell down the cliff for me, right? Like I'm kind of like I don't know about this team anymore, right? So I think my team would be Boston. I'm sorry, my team would be Charlotte, then Boston. I'm sorry, it'll be Memphis 5, Boston 6. I've completely lost respect for Boston. I think a lot of people are going to lose their jobs in Boston coming soon. So that's just me. I think Boston's my 6th team.
I mean, they did go to the conference finals, and then now they're in the playing game. So they did make a huge dip somewhere. Somewhere went wrong.
Yeah, something did go terribly, terribly wrong. I have no idea what happened. Like, it's just amazing, right? For a team like 6 months ago, this team was what? In the Eastern Conference Finals for the 3rd time in like 4 years. You come back with the exact same team, adding like Payne Pritchard from Oregon, basically. And you're this bad of a team. Your defense is this horrendous. Your defense is this inefficient. It's very disturbing to watch and see just how bad they are. They are a horrendously bad defensive team. I actually have no idea. Actually, I do have an idea why. They have none of their players can play defense. Except Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. Jason Tatum, can't play. Tristan Thompson is old for basketball, and I don't think he's very good. And they added they got Evan Fournier. How much has he even helped? He just recently started playing good. Oh, that's right. That's when when the best player in their team named their second best player, Jaylen Brown, when he became trash. So, who's surprised? For me, I'm kind of over. That's my teams, and then 8th is like San Antonio. They're the worst team there. So
shit.
they just kind of fucking suck. So it's whatever.
So now that we got that business done, Tim Tebow, man, now all of a sudden he's turning up, and we all know why. He got his daddy Urban Meyer got him a spot on the team as a tight end. Now I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
I know
signing a quarterback who played the quarterback division, who didn't even want to play tight end, who was actually told to play tight end. He didn't want to. He played quarterback. He did well as a quarterback. Then he came into the league. He did all right, and then he started. And then he went on a whole flat downward spiral, a flat line. Then he went out. He left the league in 2013, and now 8 years later, he's back. He's back in the league somehow. I don't know why he's even back in the league. Yet alone, don't even know why he's at a tight end position. I don't know. I don't know all the whole hell of a lot about Tim Tebow, but I damn sure know that he can't play tight end unless he has some type of experience playing tight end before college. So I think he knew damn well he gonna play in the quarterback position because Trevor Lawrence got it locked up, and I know damn well he knows that he's not. He knows that he's not about to accept no backup spot like Blake Bortles did, or and
Yeah,
that
Blake Horrible's out there.
oh man, but before you get on Blake Horribles, I don't know why is he here, bro? Why is
Well,
Tim Tebow back all of a sudden?
look, it's very simple. Okay, Tim Tebow is addicted to the fame, right? Tim Tebow had just just decided to retire from his basically failed baseball career because his whole reason for playing baseball was to get into the MLB. All he did was, as Skip Bayless would say, get to the All-Star game of Double A. Like, who cares? There's a lot of dudes who go to the All-Star game of Double A who play baseball. So that's not really the credit. You wanted to be in Major League Baseball, go on the Mets roster and play an actual baseball game. That was never going to happen. They were going to keep you there because not only did you suck, you sold tickets. So he fails that. Urban Meyer gets the job. Now, he's like, Urban, bring me on your team. I would like to be basically he's a H-back. You know, they put him tight end, but he's going to be H-back. He's going to do all these different things. Kind of like Taysom Hill. Now, the problem people had was this guy has done nothing other than to get this job. The only reason he has this job is because his name is Tim Tebow, and he helped Urban Meyer get 2 national championships in Florida, which curtailed him to be able to get the Ohio State job, to get multiple Fox stints in their main college football team with Reggie Bush, some white guy, and Brady Quinn. Okay, so and then it also curtailed them to get the Jaguars job because the Jaguars need somebody to help them build a program because their team sucks. They have Blake Horribles for a long time, and Blake Horribles had one good year, and then he was horrible again. Like I told you, like I told you and the dad, Blake Horribles is 2 easy wins because he's easy. He's easy to win against. He's garbage. He was always garbage. I said since day one, I have nothing against him, okay? He has a fine-looking wife, but he's not a very good football player, and that's okay. Not everybody's great at football. So, Tim Tebow gets the job. Everybody's crying about it, complaining, yes, saying why does he have it? But it's fairly simple why. He knows the guy who has...
He knows the guy that's the head coach of the team.
Yeah.
Of course.
He helped him win 2 national championships. What coach gives a guy 3 tryouts, tells him exactly what to do, then goes and looks over what he wants to do? Oh, that's right. Nobody. Unless you really know them. I gave you this example. Let's say you had a failed NBA career, right? Like you just washed out and went to go play soccer or
like Anthony Bennett,
like Anthony Bennett, or you went to go do some other sport to go become a major leaguer, to become a professional athlete. You almost get there, but somehow you hear, "Hey, man, my best friend just got a coaching job for the Detroit Pistons," and you're like, "Huh? Let me call him up and see if he can give me a shot." Okay, you call him up, right? And he gives you 3 tryouts. He tells you exactly what you need to work on. He tells you, and he watches your tape, and he signs you. Based on what? What tryout? How good were those tryouts? I've been reading, I'm sorry, maybe not you, but I've been reading. what they said. Oh, Tim Tebow, he looks so good. He looks the most fit guy I've ever seen.
Cap.
And he's
That's
the
I
most
call cap on
athletic.
that.
Well, it's cap on that. That stuff really matters because that matters nothing for his position. If he's going to do whatever the tight end or H back is going to be a lot more than looking really really fit. Because we've had a lot of people don't always look super looking fit with abs and everything, and they look fine. And so to finish this off, you get a job for the Detroit Pistons based on nothing other than that. So all I know is I have no problem with Tim Tebow. But don't tell me that Tim Tebow gave a shit about football. If Tim Tebow gave a
If he
shit
did,
about football,
he would still be here right now.
he would have tried whatever it took to be on the field. Okay? Years ago, Sean Payton wanted him to go be on this team to be basically, you know Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
Okay. He wanted him to be Taysom Hill. You see Taysom Hill? Taysom Hill
Yeah.
was not going to be a quarterback. So what happened? Sean Payton said, "Come here, Taysom. Be the H-back. Do all these, do special teams. Be a wide receiver. Be a running back. Be a blocker. Sometimes throw the ball." And he's kept his career so long that now he has a chance to be an actual starting quarterback. That could have been Tim Tebow. He could have had more years in the NFL. Now, I understand he felt like the NFL blackballed him and threw him to the trash. Well, look, man, you weren't very good, number one. Number two, nothing against me, okay? If I was on that team, I wouldn't have cared if he prayed to God or whatever, but a lot of those guys are not like him praying and saying thank you to God for this. Because those guys, like, I've been blocking you, bro. God ain't blocking me. I'm blocking these 300-pound dudes. That's me. And plus, he was a circus. Fox News covering him. Freaking Christian channels covering him. Bring him on TV saying, see, this is what happens when you believe in the Lord. That's become a good football player. Okay, that's their thing. A lot of people didn't like that. Now, if he was good, actually a legitimate quarterback, he may have kept his job, but he wasn't very good. When you look at those teams in Denver that one year, the dude threw like 55% completion percentage, low to mid 50s. They had the number one rushing attack when he was there, but that was because he couldn't throw, so they just ran the ball all the time, and he was very good at the read option because that's what he did in college. They had to obviously put that in there because he couldn't do a drop back game. Yes, he had a couple games of 300 plus passing yards, but for the most part, he wasn't a very good passer. Okay? He was horrible. His team would win like 17-10 or something. And you know how they would win? Let me tell you how they would win. They would win on 60-yard field goals from their kicker. And their defense being like the best defense in the league all year long. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, clearly that team was very good because they put in Peyton Manning. Oh, that's right. They're in the Super Bowl 2 times in the next 4 years of Peyton Manning's end of his career. So Tim Tebow is not qualified to be an NFL player. He will make the team. They will sign him. For these people thinking that he will be exposed, that is some bullshit. He will not be exposed. He will be on that team regardless, even if he sucks. Don't listen to Urban Meyer go on Chris Collinsworth podcast with Richard Sherman and go say, I had to be convinced. Man, fuck out of here. You didn't have to be convinced.
Please, man. No
convinced. You were going to hire him regardless if he was horrible or not. Who puts all them scouts to see him? Who has him having scouts to go run those plays? Trey Lance. You know why I thought Trey Lance was probably going to get drafted, even though I think he should have drafted Justin Fields. Why Trey Lance is going to get drafted? Because they put a scout. They put one of their big guys for Trey Lance to go practice with their entire playbook. People tell you their decisions in public. Even when you don't see them, they telling you. Tim Tebow got people working with him to be on that team. And that's not right because he's not very good. He's not. But look, that's his thing. That's my thought about it. He'll be exposed whenever he plays, but don't be surprised if he doesn't play real tight end. He's going to be a running back and a blocker. Mark my words.
Bro, I don't even want to know what Tim Tebow as a tight end looks like.
Don't
It's
worry,
just
you'll
not
see.
a
You'll
shit.
see very quickly because they're going to have some
I
video of him
definitely
being there. And
we're in Maine. Don't worry. Wait, 4 months later, I'll definitely see what the hell he's made of as a tight end.
yeah, we'll see.
Because,
We're going to see.
but, I mean, I mean, telling Tebow as a tight end, but never heard of. But like we said, man, we'll see. And the season will start in September, so that's a
Yeah, so,
long time for him to get ready. You know, air quote on ready. We'll see how ready he is when he ready he is. But Urban, I was like, I don't respect those the people in power that use their power and just say like, okay, I'm gonna sign you because of this, but they know the real reason why they signed this person, but they just give you some bullshit answer because they don't want to expose the real answer. As you should not, because that is smart. That is dumb if you actually say why you really signed him. So me, Urban Meyer, I don't have a problem with him. I just don't respect the decision. I just don't respect him for doing that because you literally gave him. It's like giving us the opportunity to play in the NBA, even though he's showing nothing. Now,
yeah, that's the truth.
now as a now for me, I'm like I'd rather earn my way than get the opportunity given to me. Now,
Yeah,
even though I could get a bag in the NBA, yeah. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like it's something big. It's bigger than just getting a bag, and it's something bigger than just playing the NBA. It's about actually getting there. It's actually about showing that you can actually play, so people don't be shitting on you and saying, "Oh, you can't play basketball, you can't play football, or no nothing." Tim Tebow at the time could play the quarterback position. He could play. I'll say that. Couldn't say he can play well because he didn't really do much, but he could play the quarterback position. But now, as a tight end, I don't know. I don't know where this is going to lead to, but I don't think he's going to go good at all because Tim Tebow on tight end you never heard of, but we're going to hear of that this upcoming season in September. So I don't really have much else to say, but hopefully Urban Meyer knows what the hell he's doing. And
look,
I
Urban
don't
Meyer
think
is God over there, man. He's God over there, and when you're that kind of power, they've what I want to say, they have given him the power to be that guy. They've given him the ability to do what he does, which is get who he wants there and do whatever. So he can do what he wants. It doesn't matter to him. Like people are yeah, he hired a dude who was eligible through a report said the N-word to his players. He hired him before the people got outraged and he dropped him out. So this guy has no issue doing either the wrong thing or whatever he wants. So I hope Tim Tebow's good because if he's bad, I'm telling you, it ain't going to be good. And also, to these people who think Tim Tebow is the backup, he is not no backup. They already have a backup. I'm sorry. Tim Tebow's there to play the running back, you fools. If you really think that Tim Tebow is going to be a fucking backup quarterback, you're fucking stupid.
There's no way in hell that's going to happen. There's no
way. No way. How the fuck
there's
do you
no
think
shot that's
the man
happening?
failed already, bro? He failed. Man,
look, the day Tim Tebow gets to be backup quarterback is the day Trevor Lawrence falls off, and that day ain't coming anytime soon. So,
number one, why do people think he'll be a backup? He ain't very good. They made him a starter too. How bad has he been? He hasn't started playing quarterback in years. Man, this is crazy. But look, that just tells you how we ain't about. We don't cap. Okay, we tell the truth here.
No, we don't. We really do. We don't.
These fools on TV want to tell you, oh, he's earned it. Oh, the yada yada yada. Oh, it's okay to just get a job because you know somebody. Nah, man, it's supposed to be a meritocracy. That's not how you say it. I'll learn how to say it eventually. But what I'm trying to say is it's based on skill. It's based on who's the best available. And this decision was not about who's the best available. It was, well, I know him, so let's just give him a shot. Yeah, yeah. It's whatever. It's cap what he's doing, and he's going to be capping when he gets blown up by these DNs running like 4-3 at his ass. And we'll see how good he is at blocking. We'll see. Don't worry, people. Mini camps are coming, and people are going to travel around this country, and we're going to see Tim Tebow lining up at running back, lining up at fullback. You know, if that motherfucker's in a slot, I can't wait to see that. Because I don't know how the fuck he's going to run from anybody. So let me tell you, look, I may not be all for this, but I cannot deny I will be entertained.
I can't, bro. Tim Tebow in the slot. Oh Lord, I can't wait to laugh. But
yeah, I mean,
like we said, man. Like we said, we don't over here. We don't lie. Man. We don't lie. We do not lie.
Nah, man.
We don't feed bullshit to the cows. To the cows, we don't feed cows their own shit. Okay, we do not.
Yeah, man.
We do not cap. We do not do all that. We just don't. We tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yeah, man. Look, keep going. Sorry.
Okay, we tell the whole truth. We tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And if you think we don't, I mean, look back at the last 106 episodes we did, and tell us we lied. Tell us we lied. So, I think, like I said, we made this for a reason, and this to have our own platform to talk about what we want to talk about and tell the truth and expose what all these TV guys do, and they sugarcoat because they have what you call it. They have things that they need to keep and maintain basically, or else if they go out of pocket, then they lose it. We do not have that. And when we do have it, who knows what's going to happen? But as of right now, we don't have nothing to lose. So therefore, we will say what we want to say when we want to say it.
Look, the truth of the matter is, I watch this podcast called Fresh and Fit, right? And these two guys, they talk differently. Like, they're not about the cap. They tell the truth. They tell you the real truth about what men want and what women think is the truth, but they're really not. And they had jobs, people, and their jobs said, "Oh, they fired them because we can't deal with this stuff." And so, maybe sooner rather than later, we become, somehow it becomes big and we can do our own thing. And if our jobs don't like what we say, well, fuck them, because we can't stay here in line. Okay, now, do people know where we would ever work? Probably not. But I'm just saying don't ever, I mean ever, let any bullshit ride. Always tell your truth. Always say all the time, and always do it right, and you will be good. You'll feel good. The cap, no, we ain't gonna cap. They ain't capping for nothing. Ain't no capping us. We tell these truths out here. We tell these fucking truths out here. Best believe it.
Because I'm not coming on the internet over here lying for any reason. I don't got time to be entertaining lies. I don't got time to be lying in the world.
Yeah, why should we be lying? Oh, that's right, because there's no reason to lie. I ain't got no reason to lie to you.
Exactly. You don't have no reason to lie at all, man.
Hey, if you want to come see the truth, come to us. Because mainstream media ain't gonna tell you this truth. And we will. We always keep it 100.
And I swear, I'm telling you, if we get on mainstream media, we're blown, and we say the truth, we're gonna. Hey, look, we get the backlash. Oh well, man. I'm not.
That's fine. That's fine. But we gonna always tell the truth. That's what I know we're gonna do here. We tell the truth on here. That's what I know. We don't tell no lies. We don't tell no caps. We tell the truth every single time. So you best believe we are good. So is there do you know Kevin Samuels? Do you ever heard of him?
Is he a comedian?
Nah, he's one of these guys on YouTube who talks about women and dating and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like, the Breakfast Club was coming after him. I don't know if this was a story or anything, but the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy was like going at him, saying that he was in Atlanta looking up women and trying to get some clientele, and he said that was cap, which it probably was. And that's a guy who's telling the truth. Because clearly a lot of people watch him, and I've always said this. People always think people be lying. I'm just like, well, why would he lie? Number one. Number two, how can you just say, oh, well, he doesn't know what women want? Women be watching him. I'm watching him like, damn, he sure know what the hell he's talking about. Sure looks like it. He go out there and say these things. I'm just like, well, damn. He's just doing all this.
I did see. If y'all know who McQueen is, type his name on YouTube. Y'all know. I did see one reaction of him reacting to Kevin Samuels like destroying women for this amount of time. I mean, it's true what he said. I mean, what he was saying was it wasn't a lie. So I'm like, he must know what he's talking about.
Yeah, look, a lot of guys think that way, like Kevin Samuels and these fresh and fit guys. But the difference is that they have the convictions to say this shit. Like, regular dudes don't have that. Okay, so these motherfuckers tell the truth, and it's not always to the best of their abilities. So I get it, but look, man, I haven't watched him a lot at all, but he seems like he's lit. So shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I guess that's it for this week.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, there's nothing much else.
So with that being said, this has been another episode of the APF podcast, episode 107. It is I, the most phenomenal man that shocked the system, aka the coach, signing out.
And man, look, it's your boy going forward. I hope you guys have enjoyed the conversation, the discussion from the playoffs to saying we ain't about this cap life. And I hope you always live your truth. You enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'm sure am. We are. And, look forward to the weekend, man. Weekend's always good. So, yeah, that's it. We're out.